dirty, filthy, gross. These are all words that could be used to describe rats. But how dirty are rats really? Are they cleaner than dogs? Are they dirtier than cats? To find out, we went straight to the source and got up close and personal with some very dirty rats. Rats groom themselves just like cats, but they take it to the next level. They literally roll around in their own pee. We watched this rat roller rink across his cage. After he took a little shower, he rolled and he rolled and he rolled. And then he did it again. And then again. And then one more time for good measure. You've probably seen your cat do this after getting out of a water dish, or maybe your dog after a bath. But have you ever seen a rat do this after taking a pee bath? I think there's something to be said about the whole rolling around in your own pee thing. It seems counterintuitive from an evolutionary standpoint. Like if you were trying to cover up your own scent, wouldn't you want to spread it around? But these guys seem pretty happy doing it, so maybe there's some benefit we aren't aware of. As it turns out, rats do it to spread their own scent, but not just any scent, their urine scent. Male rats will mark objects with their urine to communicate with other rats. This is especially true when they're in groups. By marking things with their pee, they're telling the other rats who's in the neighborhood. Kind of like when a dog lifts its leg on a fire hydrant. But why do they roll around in their pee to do this? The act of urination itself releases a pheromone that helps to spread the scent. But the rats are basically acting like little perfume factories by using their bodies to spread their pee around. They rub their bodies against the walls of their cage and each other to spread their urine even further. In the wild, rats might rub against things like tree trunks or rocks to mark their territory. They might even use their hands to help spread the scent even more. So the next time you see a rat rolling around in its own pee, just remember it's trying to look cool for its friends. Rats are also pretty good at keeping themselves clean for another reason. Unlike cats, rats don't really bury their poop. They might try to hide it, but they can't always find a good hiding spot, so they often leave their poop out in the open. That means they need to keep their living space from getting too dirty. If they don't, they might get sick. Rats are susceptible to all sorts of nasty parasites and diseases. Things like mites, lice, fleas, ticks, ringworm, giardia. You know, the good stuff. So rats keep themselves clean to avoid getting sick. They wash their hands before they eat, just like your mom told you to do. Rats also clean their fur to stay warm. When their fur gets wet, they'll shake it off. But then they'll also lick their fur to remove any remaining moisture. Once their fur is dry, they're much better equipped to regulate their body temperature. The same thing happens with dogs and cats. When they get wet, they shake it off. Then they lick their fur to remove any remaining moisture. And then they spend a lot of time drying themselves with the help of their body heat. So are rats cleaner than cats and dogs? I'd say so. Cats spend a lot of time grooming themselves, but they don't really wash themselves. They just scrape and lick and bite. Rats, on the other hand, wash themselves with their hands and their tongues. They dunk their fur in water, shake it off, and then dry themselves with their body heat. Basically, rats do everything that cats do, but better. Plus, rats don't have litter boxes. They go no to wherever they want. But they still manage to keep their living spaces relatively clean. Maybe we can all learn a thing or two from rats. They're small, quick, agile, intelligent, social, curious, adaptable, clean. There's a reason that rats are one of the most successful species on Earth. They're basically the cockroaches of the rodent world. And now we know they're also little scientists.